everyone, it's Di here from Diane's Den, and today I would like to show you how I make this card. This card I've made in this beautiful colour which is called Blackberry Bliss, and this is my last piece. I'm going to wait till I put my next order in before I can order some more. But I did this card because it belongs in the Colour Creations showcase on my blog, which is I'm part of a blog hop, and we are doing the colours of the Stamping Up range in alphabetical order, and we're only up to Blackberry Bliss because this is week 4, I think it is. Yes, 4, I think. I'm pretty sure this is week 4. So, but I'm going to show you how I made this card. I'm not going to put my happy birthday down here like this. I'm going to do it a different way, so I'm going to show you how I did that as well. So let's pop that out of the way. Oops. And let me show you what I used. Now I used this ornate floral 3D embossing folder. I'll bring the card back in again here so you can see I used it on this layer here and this layer here. As you know, I don't bring my big shot into the picture because it's way too heavy for me to lift, so I've actually done all of the embossing beforehand. I also used the Parisian Flourish 3D embossing folder for this layer here. So for my leaves here, I just used the leaves out of the Forever Blossom bundle. So I didn't even stamp them, I just cut these 2 leaves out here. I cut them out 3 times, I think it is. Yes, it is 3 times, so I used that. For my insert, I used this beautiful saying here, which is with friendly thoughts and best wishes today and every day, and that's just all that's on the inside there. For my happy birthday, I used the happy birthday off of Timeless Tulips because it fitted perfectly. Now these are all up to you if you use these stamp sets, they're not stuck in stone as they say or whatever. And for my circles, I used the 5th largest of the scalloped and 4th largest of the plain circles. So let's move them all out of the way. Oops. And then we can go through the rest of the things. I'm doing this one in Lovely Lipstick, so let's move my card out of the way again. Lovely Lipstick, I know Lovely Lipstick has retired because it was an in colour, but I have some left, so I'm going to use it up. I just don't like to see it all go to waste. So this piece here measures 8 1/4 by 5 7/8. We need our layer for the front of our card, which measures 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and as you can see I've already done the embossing on that one. Our next layer is in the Lovely Lipstick, and this is 3 3/4 by 3 inches with the white layer, which is with the Flourish embossing folder that measures 3 1/2 by 2 3/4. The next layer is in the lipstick, Lovely Lipstick again, which is 3 by 2 1/2 with the white layer measuring 2 3/4 by 2 1/4, and again I've done all the embossing. Then I've got my scallop circle and my plain circle, which I haven't embossed that circle. My insert measures 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and then you will need just some scraps for doing. This is a piece that I've already cut my leaves out of. So this measures, I don't know what this measures. Here we go, let's turn that over. About 2 1/2 by 5 inches, which will be big enough for what we need for the rest of it. And then just some bits of scrap for doing our flowers and our other sentiment. So I am going to use this Small Blossom Punch, which is in the annual catalogue, along with the Sprig Punch, which is also in the catalogue. And I'm going to use, oops, stand up Blue, the Classic Label Punch for my sentiment this time. So let's get started and we will show you what we're going to do. So we're going to start with our main card, and we're going to bring in our scoreboard and do our tiny bit of scoring all at once. So on the long side, we're going to score this at 4 1/8 turn that up the right way. 4 1/8. And that's all the scoring we're going to do. How quick and easy was that bit? So, I don't know if I've got my, I don't think I've even got my stamps on the blocks here. I don't think I have. No, I don't. So I am going to pop you all on pause for a moment while I just go and get my stamp blocks. Back again, and I put them all on the blocks ready to go. So first what we're going to do is we're going to put our largest layer of our embossed in the white onto the front of the card. It's just as quick and easy as that. Let's pop my pin somewhere where I don't lose it, because I seem to do that a lot, as you know. I seem to be forever looking for my pin. So we'll pop this onto the front of our card, centralising it beautifully, and that's the front layer on the card. I don't like to press down too hard because we don't want to squash the embossing. So now we're going to glue all of our other layers together, because if we do that, they're out of the way. So I'm going to glue our second layer to our third layer, and so on and so forth. Oops, come here. Once we've done that, that is the longest part of the part done, actually, believe it or not. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put some dimensions on the back of this layer here. That's just the next layer down, which is the 3 3/4 by 3 inch layer. And where have I done with my dimensions? Here we are. I'm going to pop some of these onto the back of this layer. And I like mine so they don't dip, so I make sure that I put plenty on there. I'd much rather that than the card dip, and it just takes away that beauty of all that effort you've put into it. And we're going to pop this on an angle now. I'll pop this on here. I don't want it to go over the edge here, but I want it to go close to it. And the same on this edge over here. I don't want it to go over it, so just going to pop that on there like so, so that from your angle this is close to the folded edge and the bottom is close to the open edge. I'm going to glue this next layer down flat on here, which is just going to go on here just like so. So we're going to pop some glue on the back of this layer and glue that onto the next layer like so. And then this next layer here we're going to put on with some more dimensions. So we'll pop some more dimensions on this layer. And that is the front of the card. Layout done. Oops. So I'm going to pop this just around about there so you can still see this point here as well. So when it's on the front it looks a bit like a jumble sale, as my mum would probably say. So we're going to pop that on one side, and I'm going to stamp my insert with my memento. And once I've done that with the memento, that can just sit on the side there and dry, and I'll pop that over there, and let's just get in my piece of white and stamp my happy birthday. I put get well soon on that one. Well, that was very clever, wasn't it? I didn't even get happy birthday out. I got get well soon. So let's pull the put the Get Well Soon away and put the happy birthday out and pop it on here. Shows I was doing everything in a rush. So, and I'm going to just stamp that onto my piece of white, and that can just sit and dry as well for a moment. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a piece of our lovely lipstick, and with our small blossom punch we're going to punch out just 5 flowers. Whoops, they're going all around the room. Okay, and I'll bring in my little board foam pad, so I can just run this along my flowers and then bring them up into a nice shape. So we're just shaping the flowers, so I go along each one of the petals and then swirl it around in the middle. If you don't have one of these boards, you can actually do this in your palm of your hand by just rolling it exactly the same way, and you get exactly the same effect. So if you don't have a sponge board or a pricking board, you can do it that way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the centres in my flowers. Now these are not Stampin' Up gems because I'm waiting for the rest of my order to come. When I did this, and I did this because I wanted to get everything done before I go into hospital again for the second time in as many weeks. Oops, I cut 3, not 4. Get in the middle of the flower. So I've got some yellow gems here which I'm just using, which I think are just quite pretty anyway. I don't know where I got these. They're out of my stash, so they're just gorgeous. So anything else on this besides these gems you can order from me if you live in Australia. Just give me a call or an email or PM me and I can help you with your order. Or you can actually go online and just put my name in as your demonstrator. So, okay, so that's how my flowers. I'm just going to pull these up a tiny bit as we go around, because putting the gems in the middle make them flatten out a tiny bit. So we're going to just pull them up a little bit. I'll pop that over there, and I'm going to bring in my card. Oops, wrong way around. And I'm going to stick my insert in first now that it's dry. So let's just put that in so it's all out of the way. I just like to do this beforehand, only because it's out of the way and you don't forget it. So that's the insert done. Let's give that another squish down that edge. That's it. And we're going to pop our flowers on to the bottom half of the circle, white circle. Go, that's our flowers onto the bottom half of the white circle. Oops, get on there. While they are drying a moment, we are going to cut out our leaves. Now I have cut out, and I don't know what to do with them, my other leaves, which I will pop that over there. We'll give them a bit of dimension too, and we will cut out 2 sprigs at the same time. So let's pop out the 2 sprigs. And we will then just give these leaves here a bit of dimension as well, wherever I did with my tool. There it is. So once again, I just like to rub up the leaves and down the stem part, and it just gives it that look of having a bit more dimension to it. So once we've done that, we can then bring in our picture again, our card front, and we can pop our leaves in wherever we would like them to go. So going to pop this one in here, and come back glue. I'll pop this one in around here. There's no right or wrong for them to where you want them to go. It's just where you think they look good. And I'm going to pop this one in here. Then I'm going to do the same with my sprigs. I'm going to pop them wherever I think they look good. So let's pop some glue on that and pop that one in there. And the other one, I'll pop a bit of glue on, and we will pop him in just around here. Now how gorgeous does that look? How lovely does that look on the front of that card? So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our happy birthday and another piece of this red, and I'm going to just cut out a label punch in the red and the happy birthday in the white, which doesn't want to come out now. Well, you know what, we'll make it come out when we're ready. There we go. And I'm going to just pop these together like so, just like that. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue just on this piece, on this end here, and that's all the glue we're going to need. Oops, pull that pin out of the tablecloth, and put my happy birthday on an angle like so. So let's turn my card over. Now, oh, I do need a bit more glue. I'm going to pop a little bit more glue on the bottom of that one, but on this end here, oh sorry, pop a little bit of glue on this end here, and on this end here I'm going to put another dimension so that it sticks up, and we're going to pop him in just in here like so, saying happy birthday. Now how gorgeous does that look? What a beautiful little card, and it's in the red, this one. I did it in the Blackberry Bliss. These here are in the new catalogue, these tiny little things in the middle here. They are the 2020-2022 in colour enamel dots. So those colours there are called Bumblebee. All we're going to do now is going to put our ribbon on there. So we're going to pop our ribbon on with a couple of glue dots, and we will be finished. So there we go. So we'll pop our ribbon on just down here. Now this is a ribbon that's retired. This was from the Christmas catalogue. So I'm going to just trim these ends off a tiny bit more because they're a little bit long. I used about 8 inches of ribbon to get that size bow. So there we go, all done, all delivered, ready for a beautiful birthday card. I could have left it as a get well soon card, but I wanted another birthday card. So there we go, that's this week's card. I hope you enjoyed it. Now I was asked about making sure that I could, if I could do metric measurements, and I'm not going to sit here and do metric measurements on my YouTube video. If you would like the metric measurements, you will have to join my group, my Facebook group called Diane for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. You will find the link at the bottom here, and in the written tutorial you can it has the metric measurements, and it's only starting from this card. onwards. I'm not going to go back over my old tutorials and do them, but I will do it from then on, but it will only be in the written tutorial. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this, and leave me a lovely comment. I'd love to hear from you. I do read them and I do comment back, or at least give you a thumbs up. So I'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye for now.